Welcome to the 2024 Prevagen U.S. Figure Skating Championships here in Columbus, Ohio. This is actually the first time Columbus will be hosting this event. I am one of your hosts, the 2016 World Silver Medalist, Ashley Wagner.
And I am one of your other hosts today. I am the 2016 U.S. champion, Adam Rippon. Ashley, I'm so happy to be commentating this event with you.
Likewise. We are getting started today with the pairs short program.
Sergey Zaitsev.
We will have the top teams in the U.S. vying for that podium spot.
Arizona.
Just about to take the ice.
For Laura Patterson. And your video replay operator is from Centerville, Utah. A nice welcome.
And this is going to be
Tanner.
your skate order today, starting off with Group 1. 4 teams will be taking the ice for their warm-up shortly. Moving on, we will have Group 2, a few teams to watch out here. Really excited to see Chelsea Liu and Balazs Nagy competing. And finishing off the group, here's your skate order for Group 3.
Timmy Chapman. Katie McBeath and Daniil Parkman. Nica Digerness and Sadusky. Linzy Fitzpatrick and Keyton Behringer. Your warm-up begins now.
As this warm-up gets underway, the 2024 U.S. Championship serves as the final qualifying event prior to the selection of the U.S. athletes who will be competing at the 2024 World Championships as well as the 2024 World Junior Championships. And typically, this also is a qualifying event for the Four Continents team, but due to unusual scheduling, the event is next week. The team has been announced prior to U.S. champs.
Now, Ashley, this event is really exciting because with world champions Alisa and Brandon Fraser out of this event, the door's wide open and there will be a new U.S. champion here in the pairs event.
This is actually the first time in years that there hasn't been a prior U.S. champion team coming in and competing. Currently, we have the junior team, Ellie, Korytek, and Timmy Chapman coming in, trying to make a name for themselves at the senior level.
They've really impressed me in practice. Just like their stage presence, they've been really entertaining. you know, in the practices where it can be so stressful, they're not afraid to ham it up, and they've really entertained all of these fans.
Absolutely. I love this short program for them. They really commit to the character. It's so fun to watch them. He really gets into it, which I think is fun to watch. And I think they're a great match. Technically, very strong team. You see here Linzy Fitzpatrick, who is skating with her partner Keyton Behringer. And going into this pairs short program, a couple of elements that we're going to be watching out for. Required elements, you are looking for either a double or triple twist, a double or triple throw, double or triple side-by-side jump, a side-by-side combo spin, a required forward inside death spiral. Death spirals are a very common pairs element, but in the short program, there is a specific requirement that they go into this death spiral on a forward inside edge. The free skate, they have a little bit more flexibility for how they get into that element. You'll see a step sequence and finishing off with a group 3 lift, which is where you see the partner's hand to hip and also grabbing onto the upper part of her leg.
And so another thing you'll see in these step sequences and how they vary from the singles skating step sequences is that there's going to be a whole half section of the step sequence where the partners need to continue to stay in a handhold. So they need to do all of their steps and turns together.
On the screen now, you see Katie McBeath and her partner, Daniil Parkman. This is going to be their first appearance here at U.S. Championships. And they qualified for the event by winning the 2024 U.S. Pairs Final. This is their first season together, looking to really make a name for themselves. It was huge for them to come into this with that top spot finish at the U.S. Pairs Final. Next on the screen, we have Nica Digerness and her partner, Sadusky. Training out of Monument, Colorado with coach Delilah Sappenfield. This is going to be their second appearance here. They were 8th last season and they teamed up September of 2021. And Adam, this is a team that I really love to watch because they're so elegant. They typically choose more traditional styles of music, and I think it really suits them well.
I mean, I totally agree. I think that the way that she can hit some of these beautiful positions, I mean, you can tell that they're still like an unrefined and unseasoned team, but there's definitely a lot of potential there.
Her extension in her lifts is really stunning. They have this one lift where she is upside down, legs straight to the air, full splits.
Right now you can see Ellie and Timmy with their coaches.
And that was world champion Brandon Frazier, world champion with his partner Alexa Knierim. So quite the star-studded coaching team.
They're taking a bit of time to regroup right now. She's holding her chin. Just a few minutes ago, she came down really hard on their twist. Her chin hitting his shoulder.
There's 1 minute remaining of your
And twist is one of those tricky elements in pairs where it's really all about timing. In pairs in general, if you want to be able to get through these elements clean and secure, timing from both partners is crucial. Linzy Fitzpatrick and Keyton Behringer finishing up their warm-up.
And Ashley, yesterday we were talking to U.S. Olympic pair skater Marissa Castelli, and she was telling us how important a short program is here at the U.S. Championships for the pair. She really believed, and she told us that she thinks that a U.S. title can be won in a short program. So she really feels that if a team can come out here and they can skate clean, it could be a deciding factor in how the rest of the competition goes.
Yeah, it's all about standing up. And she said herself that she came into a national championships, secured a 10-point lead, and then after a messy free skate, still ended up on top of the podium because that short program is where champions are made, in her opinion. And I'll take it.
Yeah, and you know, and Marissa's a champion, so why wouldn't we believe her?
Why wouldn't we believe a pairs champion? The skaters are wrapping up this 6-minute warm-up, getting ready to get started.
They represent the Skating Club of New York. Please welcome now Ellie, Korytek, and Timmy Chapman.
Starting off this pairs event here in Columbus are the reigning junior champions training out of Irvine, California. They are looking to make their mark in their first appearance at the senior level here at the U.S. Championships.
Dynamic way to start a program.
We love a flashy start. Coming around the corner with lots of speed, headed into their opening element, the triple twist. Fantastic height.
Really great recovery. It was a really tough mistake in that warm-up, and they just shook it right off.
Important element for them here, their side-by-side axle. Nailed
Solid
it.
as a rock.
A little moonwalking. I love a committed program, and when you are serving up that kind of face, I eat it up. I thought this was a fantastic program for them. What do you think?
You know, Ashley, I think this is the goal. You know, you're coming up from juniors. It's your first year on the senior level. You want to come out here. You want to make a great impression. I feel like that's exactly what they did. And in these events, it can be so stressful. And they were unafraid to perform to everyone here in the audience. They look seasoned. They look ready.
I really appreciated their approach because, like you said, coming up from the juniors to the senior level, it's a huge transition, and you're skating on this ice. You have the lights and the expectation. And when you're going into this event, it can be really overwhelming. So, of course, that throw double sow, that was planned. We're going to expect to see throw triples from teams later on in the event with a little bit more experience. But for them, it was just about getting out onto that ice and skating a nice, secure program. I thought that was so smart.
And Ashley, again, I'm really impressed with how they were able to shake off that issue in the 6-minute warm-up and just come out here and do exactly what they've been doing in practice.
Yeah, that triple twist that you were talking about, a little bit of an awkward catch in the warm-up. And for her, this is their opening Not anything worth any points, but just choreography, super fun. This is their triple twist here. You watch, he gets that nice extension of his arms, a secure catch going into this side-by-side axle.
And they really didn't miss a beat here, Ashley. They really attacked this, and they've just kept they kept that attack through going right here into this throw double sow. One of the easier throws we'll see today, but really well done.
And this lift here, one thing that really makes it stand out is that exit. She has her legs wrapped around his head, unassisted as she comes out of the lift. Really impressive. When we were watching with Marissa Castelli yesterday, she was talking about how difficult this was, and they really executed it with so much security. It was great.
Yeah, this was a really great senior debut.
And so as we're waiting for their scores to come in, just a reference point. So for the short program, phenomenal 70 plus. We're not going to see phenomenal here, but a good score is ranging from 65 to 60.
Here are the scores
Technically,
for
I don't know if they
Korytek
put out what they
and
needed to
Timmy
get
Chapman.
quite that, but something they should be happy with. So as their scores come in now, it will be 55.57 for the team to get this event started here in Columbus.
Now, this team, it is their first season skating together, and this is their first U.S. Championships skating together. They skate in Irvine, California. The 29 and 24-year-olds, Katie McBeath and Daniil Parkman. On your screen, you can see world champion Brendan Fraser, their coach.
They said their goal for this event here is to show the world what they are capable of. It's a wide open field, and they know they could potentially climb onto that podium. Huge triple twist to start.
Now, this is their first U.S. championship together, but these are very experienced competitors. Beautifully done, side-by-side triple toes. Now, if there will be an issue in this program, it would be this element right here, the throw triple lutz. They struggled on it in the warm-up, but not here.
Hanging on, fantastic. Coach Brandon Fraser actually suggested that they skate to this music, Requiem for a Dream, for their short program. Katie said they're in the process of finding their style and liked the power behind the music because it matches the power they carry into their elements, and I am loving this.
I mean, the way they're skating, you'd have no idea that this team just teamed up this past spring of 2023. They're skating like they have a lot of mileage behind everything going on right now. Wow.
Fantastic. I really love them as a team. The way that they went through that program, just element by element, they looked so confident. For a new team, that's so impressive.
I mean, it's so impressive. You know, they qualified here by placing first at the U.S. qualifier to come here to this U.S. Championships. And it shows.
One more time. McBeath and Daniil.
So she is fairly new to pair skating. She teamed up with Nate Bartholomew, who I was on the same Olympic team with him and his partner Felicia. Nate retired and she kept on skating, and I think for her to be able to learn pairs with such an experienced partner and then be able to go on and find a partner that's such a great fit for her, she just looks so much more secure in all of these elements, and I feel like we've seen her in the past. She's really coming into her own as a pair skater. It's nice to see.
You know, they just seem like they have just such a good chemistry between the two of them.
So as we look back at their elements, I thought their triple twist was fantastic. There was so much height and time in the air.
Now, it's just the speed heading into this triple twist. And you'll see right here what incredible kick through she has, just really helping that twist fly.
Another thing that I really appreciated was that side-by-side triple toe. You see he's a little bit rotated past that left side, but he hangs on no problem. This is the most difficult throw in the event, a throw triple lutz, and she hangs on no problem.
Yeah, you know, not the most perfect landing, but she was not going to let anything go in this program.
Absolutely not. Now, one thing I would be watching out for with these lifts, so you want that extension, you want to be moving through these positions really quickly, and she looks like she feels really comfy up there. I would just like to see that exit a little bit more organic and smooth, but I mean, other than that, I thought for a first time team at the national championships, they're great, and it's clear they have great chemistry.
And they're having a great time. You know, that's what's so important. It can be, like I said, it can be so stressful in these competitions that, you know, that they can focus on just doing their best, you know, really don't have any expectations. But, you know, we've been hearing about them this season, and we've heard that they could make a really big splash here at the U.S. Championships, and I feel like they've really done that.
Their short program score is 64.21.
Wow, a 64.21, a really great start for them here in the short program at this U.S. Championships.
Thank you. Good job.
They represent the Broadmoor Skating Club and the St. Moritz Ice Skating Club. Warm welcome now for Nica Digerness and Sadusky.
Making their second appearance together as a team at U.S. Champs. They finished 8th last season, skating together for 3 seasons. Nica and Mark qualified for nationals via 5th place finish at the U.S. Pairs Final. only that, they do have a few elements that are going to receive negative grades of execution, but today for this team, that was a really great start to the event here in Columbus.
It really was, Ashley, and I think that for them, they really want to get out here and they want to make a good impression. And I think that when we see some of the elements, yes, the side-by-side, double sow cows, an easier choice, but when you really put pen to paper and you think about how am I going to get the most amount of points I possibly can, for them, the strategy is to do 2 clean side-by-side jumps.
You're looking for that security, and this is where the skaters really have to weigh that risk versus reward. And if you're not feeling like a side-by-side triple is in your wheelhouse and you can do it under pressure, it can actually be smarter to go after that lower scoring element knowing you'll stand up. So I want to go over their twist. You're looking for a couple of things on twist. You're looking for the split position in the air. You're looking for him to catch away from his body. This was just a little bit of a sticky element for him. You see that he catches her on the way down. You're looking to really make sure you have that running edge in and out.
Right here on this throw triple set, they have really great height. And I think that with more experience, she'll be able to control the landings a bit more.
This is the side-by-side planned double sow. And they're going to be completely fine with that because they have the rotation. They're able to have nice speed coming out of it. One thing I noticed with this lift, her extension, stunning. This pairs camp has always been great at pairs transitions and those more acrobatic positions. But you really want to make sure that those feet are nice and clean as he rotates around. So room to grow for this team, but something that they should be really pleased with today.
It was a really solid start for them of this competition, and that's what you really need. Sometimes you just need to get a really solid foundation before the free skate.
Absolutely. Scores coming in now. They need 64.22 to grab the lead.
Their show program score is 55.72.
And they won't be able to accomplish that. It's going to be 55.72, but a really great start for this team here in Columbus.
Now, this team is making their second appearance at the U.S. Championships. They finished 11th at last year's championships. They're coached by 2010 U.S. Olympic pair skater Amanda Vora and her coach, Jim Peterson in Canton, Michigan. This is Linzy Fitzpatrick and Keyton Behringer. just so difficult doing that clockwise rotation into the counterclockwise rotation of that lift. It's not easy, Ashley.
You don't see us doing it.
You know, some major issues there in this short program, but, you know, on the ice, they really are such a lovely presence.
Absolutely. And one thing I want to point out, last season was her first season doing pairs ever. She had never skated pairs prior to last season. And there's something to be said about a program that doesn't entirely go your way. And when you just don't have that experience to be able to bounce back, it can really start to get to you. And so as we watch them kind of struggle throughout this program, I think it's a lack of experience and just more time under their belt as a team will help them out when they start to make those little mistakes.
Absolutely. You know, when the pressure's on, you have to rely on that muscle memory. And if you've only been skating in this discipline for a season or two, the muscle memory isn't always there, and you really have to be thinking all the way through. And the last thing you want to do is to be overthinking during a competition.
Absolutely. And I think that the timing of these elements is so different from singles. You see a throw triple sow. It feels so different from a triple sow. They started off with a planned double twist here. So triple twist might just not be an element that is really in their repertoire and something they're super comfortable with.
And you can see right here, this is where the problems began. He goes for the triple sow, but she only pulls into the double. That's going to downgrade the whole combination, and then he has issues with the landing.
Here you see another mistake. This was originally a planned throw triple, popped it into a throw double. It's very difficult to pop throws, and when we use the term pop, it means you have a planned triple and then something happens in your timing or something happens in the air and you pull out of it and only complete either a single or a double. And so this is just where I would say experience isn't quite there yet. And skating, yes, it's a physical sport, but it's really 99% mental. And so you have to be able to feel comfortable knowing how to navigate mistakes.
And you know, Ashley, it's a learning curve. You know, like we said, there are so many elements in pair skating that are so different from single skating. When you do the twist, you're rotating almost parallel to the ice. Ashley, if the single skaters were rotating parallel to the ice, that's actually famously terrible.
So props to them for getting out onto that ice and pushing through that program. They will find themselves currently in fourth place, 43.26. We are going to take a break for an ice make. We will be back for groups 2 and 3 shortly after here in Columbus, Ohio at the 2024 Prevagen U.S. Figure Skating Championships.
and Misha Mitrofanov. Isabelle Martins and Ryan Bedard. Chelsea Liu and Balazs Nagy. Your 6-minute warm-up is now.
Now, Ashley, in this warm-up, we have one of the favorites coming into this championships for the gold medal. We have Chelsea Liu and Nagy.
I'm really excited to see them skate out here on this ice. They've actually had a pretty promising Grand Prix season. But first, we have to talk about Alisa Efimova and Misha Mitrofanov. Here you see Alisa on the ice.
Now, Alisa's a really experienced pair skater. She finished 10th at the World Championships last year, but competed for Germany.
Her most recent partner, Ruben Blumart, retired after the World Championships, and she was looking for a partner. And when she found Misha, their partnership, their tryout was successful. They decided to skate together, and they qualified for this event via their second place finish at the 2024 US Pairs Final. Next up, you have Isabelle Martins and Ryan Bedard, another really exciting team to watch.
You know, Ashley, they've had a really interesting history. They skated together for a really long time. They broke up, but then they came back together.
That's right. So he decided that he wanted to move to California in, I would say, April of 2022. They decided that they were going to split ways. She then finally decided, all right, let's move out to California. They paired back up again. And this is the team to watch in this group. We have Chelsea Liu and Balazs Nagy skating out of Irvine, California. Another team to have world champion Brandon Fraser as part of their coaching team. And actually, Adam, you worked with Chelsea and Balazs.
Ashley, I did do that. I choreographed their short program this year, and you know, Ashley, I loved working with them. When I was working with them this summer, they really came to me with a lot of their own ideas, and I really felt like I was just able to help them come alive. I love how passionate they are. I love how focused they've been this season. They had a bronze medal at Skate America this year, and you know, their season was really off to a really great start. So I'm really excited to see what they can do here at the U.S. Championships. Now, right there, you can see from Chelsea and Balazs just an enormous double twist. The highest short program we've ever seen at a national championships. The score of 81.96, and that was by Knierim and Fraser at last year's championships in 2023.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That's what you'd like to do. I mean, if there's anything that Chelsea and Balazs struggle with, it's these side-by-side jumps and the throws, but their pair elements, Ashley, they're world class.
I couldn't agree more. And here is exactly what we're talking about. This is something that Chelsea historically has really struggled on, these singles elements, the side-by-side jumps. And I actually grew up training with Chelsea, and she has been a pair skater for quite a long time. And one thing that I want to point out, when Adam and I, we're just single skaters. That we go out, we jump, we spin. Pair skaters go out, jump, spin, twist, lift,
throw. There's so much that you have to train as a pair skater, and it can be really easy just to point out, oh, they struggle with their singles elements, they struggle with their singles elements. Well, sure, they struggle with their singles elements, but their pairs elements are fantastic. We have to point that out.
And that's the name of the game here. So, you know, you might see somebody struggle with those pairs elements, but, you know, like Ashley was saying, it's like a different language. You know, when you come out here, yes, we all skate, but this pairs event, it's a totally different sport with totally different elements.
And you didn't see this on your screen, but we did just see Chelsea Liu nail
A beautiful triple Salchow.
Stunning. So she has also said herself that it's not that she's not capable, it's more the mental side of it. And skating is such a mental sport. Here are the current standings. McBeath and Parkman. What a stunning short program from them. Their first season together as a team, and to start off this short program already leading the event.
I mean, so impressive. You know, first warm-up, get out here, first U.S. championships. They were fearless, and you have to be fearless if you really want to end up here on the podium.
Or just do pairs.
Or just do pairs. You have to be fearless. It's one of the requirements.
Yeah. You see your skate order. We will only have 3 teams in this warm-up. Skaters headed off the ice here after their 6-minute warm-up. And we will be getting started with a new team making their U.S. Nationals debut together. Spraying on some grip assistance. A lot of the pair boys use it to help with lifts to make sure they can really make that solid contact with their partner.
You know, the last thing you want is to have a grip slip when you're getting ready to do a lift.
Absolutely.
Alisa, Efimova, and Misha, Mitrofanov.
And like Ashley said, this is a new pair team. They train out of Boston. She was born in Finland. The 24 and 26-year-old Alisa Efimova and Misha Mitrofanov. You know, Ashley, it's just in these first opening movements, you can just tell the experience that Alisa has.
Oh, absolutely. She was made to be a pair skater. I mean, look at the way that she moves. It's so elegant. She knows how to really play off of her partner.
Now they're opening their program like many of the pairs here with the triple twist.
Solid.
Elegant. Wow, really great synchronization on those side-by-side triple toes, and just, Ashley, they look so refined out there.
And just calm. I love that. Just looking over edge there on that throw triple loop.
You know, that's one of the things as a new pair team. It's really, like you said, Ashley, finding that timing between your partner and really just knowing that you, when the pressure is on, are really on the same page. Alisa's skating's taken her all over the globe. She was born in Finland. She did single skating for Finland, competed for Russia.
She's here at the U.S. Championships now.
Not exactly what they wanted. Of course, that was a frustrating mistake to make falling out of that throw triple loop, and you can see she's really feeling it. And those are the points that in the short program, you want to be able to squeeze every single point out of it that you possibly can. So they left points out on the table, but the other elements were really strong, and I feel like that's going to help carry them through.
They were really strong, and they were beautiful, and they just looked really, really well done. But like you said, that frustration, I think it's one of my favorite things about pair skating is the passion of these skaters.
Oh, absolutely, because not only do you have to be a little bit crazy to be willing to be thrown over a man's head, but
you do have to be crazy to be thrown over a man's head, yes.
But these skaters are so passionate. You have to put in so much time and energy into mastering all of these different elements. And so, of course, points left on the table here, and we're going to see that reflected. But everything else, I felt, was really great. And, they both are just very experienced pair skaters. Misha previously found a lot of success with his past partner, Audrey Liu. She retired, and that's what ended up leaving him open for this partnership.
But look at how softly he puts her down to the ice. There's absolutely no question.
I thought this was fantastic. Their side-by-side triple toe. I mean, the synchronization, the timing, and then that running edge. Just fantastic.
And right here, Ashley, this is where I really feel like their pairs experience comes through. That just the control, the positions, the beautiful speed throughout this lift.
Yeah, great split there, and then of course the difficult exit there. You see a lot of skaters tumble out. She tumbled into him, which makes it really difficult. Lots of core control needed. And this, she had that landing and then just slipped off of that edge. And sometimes that can happen. Ice is slippery.
Ice is slippery. And when we talk about these throws and finding that timing with your partner, when you've skated with a different partner for years, there's a timing and there's a feeling that you've developed with that person. And you have to redevelop that timing and just that sensation and that feeling and everything that it's going to feel different when you go to competition with a new partner, and that takes time.
But overall, I do feel for this team's debut, a pretty solid start to the competition. They need 64.22 for the lead.
Their short program score is 60.48.
And they're going to fall a little bit short of that, 60.48, putting them into second place and room to move up potentially in the free skate.
They represent the Chicago Figure Skating Club and the Northern Ice Skating Club. Let's welcome Isabelle Martins and Ryan Bedard.
Next to the ice are three-time U.S. junior medalists. They skated together for 8 years, ended their partnership in 2022, and then got back together in January of last year. 5th at Skate America this season. Isabelle and Ryan are looking to make a mark on the senior level here in Columbus. Beginning with their triple twist with a really unique entrance. You don't often see it come straight down the ice like that.
Really great fight on that side-by-side triple Saukaus.
gaining speed into a big element for them, their throw sow.
Beautiful landing. I mean, you could just see the relief on her face, and I think the program is really going to come alive.
And a really great showing from this team. They're going to be really pleased with what they put out there. And you could see the relief when they finished those pairs elements. That's when they really got into the program a bit more.
Oh, I totally felt that. It just felt like the stress was off and they could just perform and enjoy themselves a bit.
I always got very nervous for the short program. The free skate, you feel like you have room to make a mistake. You don't have the same kind of wiggle room in the short program. And so these super technical elements, they're just so high stakes. But I do have some criticism.
Ashley, please tell me what it is.
So this piece of music in this shirt, it's a very well-known piece of skating music. We've seen it used before. We saw the French dance team skate to it.
Yes,
so
we did.
You've seen it at its pinnacle, at its peak. And I do feel like they used music that did the work for them instead of skating up to the music. She was very, very smiley, and I don't know if this piece of music really requires a smile. It's more of that big sweeping music. This is their triple twist here. You see it came straight down the ice instead of on the diagonal, which is a pattern that we see a lot from teams here at U.S. Championships.
And this was really one of the highlights for me. Just really solid, clean, side-by-side triple Saukaus.
Love to see it. Now, another thing I'd like to point out. So their pairs elements, this lift here, you just want to see a little bit more extension. You want to see that toe pointed all the way through, moving from position to position. They're a very talented team, and as they move up into the senior ranks, that's when you're going to want to start incorporating more of that smoothness in your skating. So they have room to grow as a team and just mature a bit more, I would say.
Yeah, you know what? And it takes time, and it takes some experience, but what will really help are more performances like this. It's going to help them to open up. It's going to help them to, like you said, perform more and to explore the different range of emotions that you should feel in different pieces of music.
And consistency is key. And when you can start getting those run-throughs under your belt, under pressure like this, then you can start to relax and trust that you have the technical and start performing. So this was a great first step for them to really start establishing themselves as a senior team. They're not quite there yet, but they will be.
Bedard. Their short program score is 58.18. They are currently
in third place with a 58.18.
And like we said, room to grow, and I feel like those scores reflect that.
Representing the Skating Club of New York, a warm welcome now for Chelsea Liu and Balazs Nagy.
It's their first season skating together. They got a bronze medal on the Grand Prix Series this year. They are one of the favorites for the gold medal here at the U.S. Championships. This is Chelsea Liu and Balazs Nagy. And like we said in the warm-up, the highlight of this routine is every pair element, starting right here with the triple twist.
Huge.
Oh my God.
The air time, it's crazy.
They're going to want to keep that momentum into these side-by-side triple Salchows.
She nailed it in warm-up,
Huge mistake.
rushed the takeoff.
Now, it's required that the pairs do either a double or side-by-side triple, and she turning that triple into a single, they're going to get no points for that element.
Bringing it back with that vertical sow, they really needed that.
At 29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you.
The team that says they have their eyes on Milan. They are looking to get onto that Olympic team, and they have the pairs elements down, but what is going to keep on holding them back are going to be those singles elements, those side-by-side jumps, and missing out on an entire element in the short program is just not something that you can really afford to do here at the U.S. Championships.
No, if you want to be on that Olympic team, you cannot afford big mistakes like that. I think the thing that really separates them from the rest of the crowd are these incredible pair elements. Right here, this is going to be absolutely one of the most stunning lifts you'd see in the entire world. The speed, the positions.
I love Chelsea's lift. Look at that split. Look at her extension. And then this position is crazy. The balance and security that you need and trust in your partner.
You know, with them, there is a maturity. There is a feeling of confidence that when they are out there, you do get that feeling of, yes, they are out here. They are one of the best teams in the U.S., but it's really just unfortunate to see those big mistakes on two really important elements.
I want both of them, but Chelsea in particular, to start trusting that she is a top athlete.
You know, Ashley, when we see her go around and she's going around into that lift, she's flying.
Flying.
She's aggressive.
Going so fast.
And when she's going into that side-by-side triple Salchow, you can see the hesitation. She does not want to do it.
She doesn't trust herself.
No.
And we watched her on the warm-up complete a absolutely perfect, problem-free triple sow by herself.
She can do it perfectly.
She can do it. And it's the mental side to these jumps that ends up getting her. This is our first time seeing either of them on Nationals ice. Chelsea, it's been a second. She was actually recovering from a concussion last season, so we didn't see her here at the U.S. Championships. And having that gap year can be really tough to kind of sink back into Nationals competition. But this is what makes them special. Look at the height. That's absolutely massive. He has time to bring his arms down to the side. She gets that split. There's so much control putting her down.
But right here, you can just see the hesitation.
tight.
She's so tight, yes. And it's just, if she were able to keep this same sort of confidence she has into these other pair elements, she'd have no issues.
One thing that I feel like is really indicative of a skater's confidence in an element is their knee bend. And so if you see a skater and they're really high up in their legs, they're really straight legs, they're not getting a lot of speed, to me that always reads as really nervous and just tight and tense. And that messes with your timing. You need to be loose. But I mean, look at that. Stunning.
I mean, it's one of the best lifts you'll see in the entire world. And the speed, it's just throughout. They do not lose any speed, and you can see it right here on this dismount of just still the beautiful extension.
You can tell that Chelsea has been doing pairs since she was a little girl. It's so natural to her, and these pairs elements really make both of them stand out. Brendan Fraser is busy today, huh?
And you know what? And having a really great competition so far.
I could not agree more. Scores coming in now.
Their showboat score is 60.13.
It'll be 60.13 currently. That's going to be good enough for third. Like we said, that side-by-side element, missing that, it's really cost them.
Yeah, it's really costly. You know, they're a few points out from the lead, 4 points out from the lead, but they're still in the game, Ashley.
But how about McBeath and Parkman holding on to that lead throughout that group?
I mean, so impressive.
I'm really excited about them as a team. All right, we have the final group getting on right now, getting ready for this 6-minute warm-up here in Columbus.
Maria Mokhova and Ivan Mokhov. Ellie Camp and Daniil O'Shea. Valentina Plazas and Maximiliano Fernandez. Emily Chan and Spencer Howe. Your 6-minute warm-up begins now.
And the 6-minute warm-up getting started.
These are your current standings right now. Like we said, McBeath and Parkman still in first place.
I thought they were so fantastic. That short program was huge for them, making their debut and holding on to first for as long as they have. That's really, really fantastic.
I mean, Ash, when they went out there, they were fearless.
And flying.
Fearless and flying, those are the two Fs you want to be.
And fast.
And fast.
And focus.
And focus, the 4 most important Fs in figure skating.
As people say. All right, so here is your skate order for the final group. Lots of names to watch. Actually, every single one of them is a name to watch.
which is something really
watch.
that you would want to watch, yes.
Stay and watch with us. We'll be chatting about them. We have the brother-sister duo getting us started. A newer team, Cam and O'Shea. Plazas and Fernandez, not new to this event. So Maria and Ivan actually coming from a skating family coached by their parents. They have a younger brother who was brought back to the national training camp. And they're making their third appearance. Here you see Danny and Ellie, a newer team, but already gaining experience on the international circuit.
They had a really strong start to their season at the Finlandia Trophy. They actually beat 2 teams that would end up qualifying for the Grand Prix final.
Which is huge. Of course, they did have to withdraw from their first Grand Prix, but coming back and being able to put out those performances, really exciting for them. I love them as a team. I think that their skating is beautiful.
Love to watch them too. And really, I think everybody has their eye on them as, again, they are some of the favorites to come away with a gold medal here.
Speaking of favorites,
Chan and Howe. We haven't seen them all season. Spencer had shoulder surgery this summer, and this is the first time that we are seeing them this entire season. So it'll be really interesting to see how the recovery has gone. They have not had a lot of time to prepare for these U.S. championships, but it was really important for them to get back here and back into competition.
based on this caller, what do you think they're skating to?
I'm feeling Elvis.
And that feeling would be correct. I'm really excited to see this program. And like you said, we haven't seen them this season, so it is going to be really interesting They were silver medalists at this event last year, and they really are one of the top teams to watch. Another team that has a lot of experience at the U.S. National Championships, but just hasn't quite put it together. Yes, Plazas and Fernandez.
And you can see right there their coaching team of Amanda and Avora.
And Jim Peterson. They teamed up in 2020, and this is their third straight senior appearance here at U.S. Champs. They were the 2021 U.S. Junior bronze medalists, but they really haven't been able to capitalize on that experience quite yet.
I love watching them. I think there's something just really special about the way that they connect with each other, and you can tell that they've skated together for a long time, that they trust each other when they're out there.
And they're really working to improve on those technical elements. They actually ended up bringing on 2008 European champion Thomas Werner to help with their side-by-side jumps, and we'll see if it pays off here. On your screen now, you see Maria and Ivan, the brother-sister team out of Mason, Michigan. And Adam, we were watching this team yesterday in practice, and they've got some fast footwork. They've got some really cute, cheeky movement.
You know, I love
eating them up.
Yes, we were eating them up. I love watching them. They just have some really old school, very fun show skating.
They feel very 90s to me.
Yes.
You're right.
And we mean that in the very best way, because it's just a lot of these little difficult transitions and toe steps, they're just really underappreciated.
Details. Yeah, absolutely. Adam and I were also talking yesterday. You don't see green on the ice enough.
You don't, and I think that there is some coach who maybe started a rumor a long time ago that it was not lucky, but I don't believe that.
Well, and we will hopefully see Ellie and Danny prove everybody wrong. That green is the luckiest color of all.
Absolutely. I'm here to see a curse be broken. to see a rumor be squashed.
I'm curious if this collar is going to stay popped the entire program. It's going to have to withstand G-force, wind.
Well, it looks starched. I'll tell you that. It does not look like it's pressed. It's starched. I don't think it's going anywhere.
The skaters wrapping up this final warm-up. Here are your current standings. And McBeath and Parkman are the ones to beat so far. But if anyone is capable of doing it, it's going to be skaters in this group.
They are here competing on behalf of the Greater Grand Rapids Figure Skating Club. A nice welcome now for Maria Mokhova and Ivan Mokhov.
The brother-sister team are returning to the Senior Championship ice for the third time. They were 8th at Skate America this season and 7th at this event last year. Maria's 17 and Ivan 24, skating out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. They are coached by their parents.
Now, every team we've seen so far has opened with the triple twist. This team said, not us. They said no.
Getting started, setting the tone of this program with their step sequence.
They are getting this program started with their first technical element, side-by-side double axel. Wow.
I mean, they're getting the party going, and now they are heading into their triple twist.
A little sticky coming out of that.
Really well done. Throw triple toe.
They are going to review that element for rotation. She looked a little short coming out of it. For a team that has really struggled with some of the singles elements in the past, this was a really great start for them here in Columbus. That's something they should be really happy with.
I think they should be really proud of that skate. Yes, you can see throughout, it's not as polished as maybe some of the other teams, but there's just something so enjoyable. There's something so charming about their skating and just the little transitions they have all throughout. I love that they're a bit different with the layout of the program.
I loved that. I thought it was so nice because, I mean, we're sitting here calling every single skater in this event, which we are loving, but it does start to feel a little rinse-repeat with pairs programs, especially the short program where it's come around the corner and do your twist right away. I love that they opted to get started with their step sequence first, and then you didn't even see the triple twist until they were in the middle of the program.
And that's so difficult, Ashley. A lot of these teams, they start with that triple twist because it takes so much energy to do.
And as we look back at this program, I mean, starting off with this footwork sequence, they also took time to just set the tone. This was stunning. Their side-by-side double axel.
You know, not a lot of height, but a lot of distance covered.
They are going to go back and look at her rotation, though. She was a little bit short. And so when you're short on rotation and also a little tight here, you want to be catching her away from your body, and she kind of crash landed into his shoulder. So that's going to take away from the levels as well as the grade of execution. This is an interesting throw. You do not often see this throw in the pairs event. A throw triple toe, again, that's currently being reviewed by the judges for rotation.
You know, they really played within their strengths. They played with what they can do. They wanted to come out here. They wanted to do what they can do really well. And I think that they were able to do that. You know, the throw triple toe, one of the easier throws we'll see in this competition. And, you know, side-by-side double axles, we've seen some side-by-side triples. But what they did well. And you can see right here, just they're really proud of the effort that they put in.
And they should be. I think they just need to go back to really focusing on cleaning up their elements. They're going to lose some points because of reviews.
Their short score is 51.51.
So a couple of elements under review ended up costing them 51.51. That's going to put them in 7th place.
Next, they were the bronze medalists at last year's U.S. Championships. This is their second season together. They train in Colorado Springs. This is Ellie Cam and Danny OShea.
skating to East of Eden, this is a piece of music that really highlights what I feel makes this team so special. Their style of movement, their elegance. It's really beautiful to watch.
Great start with that triple twist. A really important element for them right here, their side-by-side jumps.
Perfect.
And this element right here, the only other element that I think could give them problems, but
let's see. Oh, and just unable to hang on to that edge.
And now this is a really cool entrance into their last lift right here. And this, again, will be one of the best lifts you'll see in the whole competition. It's so difficult.
Wow. Adam, I know that it wasn't perfect, but I love this team. I love this program.
They really, there's something magical about them when they skate, and they make you forget about any mistakes they might have, and you felt that throughout the step sequence and into the lift, and it was just, they built the emotion here in this building in that program.
And this music suits them so well. I mean, she actually does not have a ton of pairs experience. Danny, of course, we know him from his partnership with Tara Kane. He has a lot of experience on the senior level. She, not so much for Ellie, and she's such a natural pair skater. I mean, the way that they play off of each other, her style of movement. I mean, there was this huge crescendo in the music, and they're just doing this spread eagle, and it just reminds me of old school pair skating that you just sit back and watch and eat up. I love them.
I love them. And, you know, one of the things that I want to point out is that, you know, in that step sequence, the pairs need to be in this handhold, and theirs was so disguised with these spread eagles and skating movements that you almost didn't feel like it was there.
This textbook, look at how huge it is. Look, he has time to bring his arms all the way down. She has that split. He catches her away from his body.
Now, sometimes they struggle with this element, but not today.
They landed that with so much confidence. You can tell that they put in the work. This is where they did have a little bit of trouble. This throw triple loop, originally it was a planned triple sal, upgrading it to a throw triple loop, a more difficult throw for them. And on this national stage, it can be great to really go for that risk reward and see what happens, especially when you're competing against top teams. So proud of them for trying it. She was just a little bit too far over that left side. I mean, look at this extension.
I know.
This right here,
I mean,
highlight.
Yes, it doesn't get better than that. How difficult. You know, he's holding her with one hand completely unassisted, just flying down the rink. So much ice coverage.
Huge level, great of execution. Got it. Giving it to you. I loved this.
Yeah, it was a really great performance. Yeah, she does not have a lot of pairs experience, but, she's in great hands. Daniil's a great partner. Like you said, he was teamed up with Tara Kane, and he is a national champion here from the U.S. Championships.
And that experience shows, and when you are familiar with the stage, you can handle the pressure, and you skated like it. All right, let's see if this can overtake McBeath and Parkman. It might be close.
Their short program score is 64.57.
Wow. And they do, 64.57. That's good enough for first place. You can tell they want a few more points, but huge start for them.
I mean, it's to the credit of those beautiful pair elements.
Absolutely. That grade of execution pulled through for them.
They represent Packers Figure Skating Club and the Skating Club of New York. Let's welcome Valentina Plazas and Maximiliano Fernandez.
On the ice now, the 2021 U.S. Junior bronze medalists looking to move up onto the podium this season. They were 5th at the event last year. The team is coming off of 2 4th-place finishes on the Grand Prix circuit. Here are Valentina Plazas and Maximiliano Fernandez.
Great opening with that triple twist.
Next up, this is a crucial element for them. They've struggled with it in the past.
Hanging on, we will get that rotation, but that grade of execution, they're going to review it.
Wow, I think the best throw of the competition so far. And this lift to end a really strong short program for Plazas and Fernandez.
I thought that was a really great skate for the two of them.
This was a much more mature piece of music than what we've seen them skate to in the past, and I really think that they skated up to the music. It took them from a junior team or a senior team that needs a little bit more experience to a senior team that's established. I loved it. They are going to have a few elements that are under review. That side-by-side triple toe, Max pulled out of it.
But, aside from that mistake, the elements were really strong, Ashley. And I think that, we've seen some falls. We've seen some, small technical issues from the other teams that, technically, this is one of the best programs we've seen tonight.
I mean, their throw triple loop, that was really beautiful.
Really
That's-
beautiful.
Yeah, that is going to absolutely carry them through in this program. All right, so as we look back at this program, a few things to point out. This was a great start for them. Their triple twist.
And you can just see the way that she has her arms up on that landing. They don't move at all. You can see how secure that landing is.
This is where they made a mistake, though. Max rushing that takeoff a little bit and then just kind of coming down wonky. Didn't fully get the rotation all the way around. The judges are going to look back at that, review it. It's going to receive a negative grade of execution. But this, stunning.
Beautiful. And it's just an ideal landing where you can come out of that rotation position and get into that landing position before you even hit the ice. It can just show that you have just such amazing control over that throw.
I don't think I trust anyone enough in this world to do this with.
No, I absolutely do not either. And if someone said they wanted to lift me like that, I would call the police. I do believe that.
Right, and they would say one hand, but you have no hands.
And I'd go, excuse me?
That's not enough hands.
No, I would need a few more hands. Thank you,
A few more
sir.
hands. So really impressive lift from this team. And again, it just speaks to their trust, their training, the time they've spent together. The 3 Ts. Sitting in the kiss and cry, waiting for their scores to come on in. And they said their long-term goal is to build up their skills, and they want to be contenders for the launch. Scores coming in now.
Their short program score is 63.18.
So it's going to be 63.18. That's going to be good enough for third currently with one more skater to go. And they are setting themselves up to be in podium contention going into this free skate.
A really great effort from them. Now this team had an incredible post-Olympic season. They are the reigning silver medalists. They were 5th at last year's World Championships. Looking for gold here in Columbus. It's Emily Chan and Spencer Howe.
One of NBC's very own Ben Augusto and his wife Catherine Hill worked on this program.
Really strong opening to this program here with that triple twist. Really nice side-by-side triple toes. You know, we said earlier, Spencer had shoulder surgery. He's been recovering from that, and so really the big element we want to be looking for is the lift towards the end of the program.
Watching out for that lift, watching out for that throw that they're headed into.
They make it through the lift with no problem, but you can see the hesitation. You can see that they're still recovering. You know, they've only had about a month to prepare for the U.S. Championships at 100%.
But this footwork is really where they shine. Spencer is such a ham. I love it. It's so fun to watch both of them just commit to these characters.
I mean, you can't wear that collar if you're not going to be a ham.
Great side-by-side spins. You know, Ashley, for not seeing them all season, this was a really strong outing.
I had no idea what to expect from them when your training is so disrupted and you're dealing with major surgeries and you're not really able to train efficiently or effectively at 100% because a huge part of your body, your shoulders, which guess what, you do really use a lot in pair skating.
Yeah, it's a huge, like you said, the shoulder is a huge part of the body.
But it's a crucial part of all of these elements, and so it really disrupts your training. I had no idea what to expect from this team, and I'm pleasantly surprised that they were able to go out and deliver like that under pressure.
And you know, if they do feel like they are kind of back on track to be at 100%, it's time to get out, rip the Band-Aid off, get back in competition, just get your feet wet again. You know, this team has so much potential. Like I said, they were 5th place at last year's World Championships.
Worlds. The entire world. And so this is a team that can absolutely not only fight for that top spot here at US Champs, but they have their eyes on world podiums as well. And I mean, their connection, I love that they look at each other and engage with each other on the ice. This triple twist here. Again, we've seen better from them in the past. When you're recovering from an injury, I think it's really about going out and just getting your elements done. This side-by-side triple toe. A little tight from her, but overall, you stood up, you got your rotation in.
And right here, the biggest, most glaring error in this program was that throw triple loop. Just could not control the landing.
And this was the element we had our eyes on when you have a shoulder injury and you're coming back from surgery. Pressing up those lifts puts a lot of pressure on the body. He's able to not only get her up there, but keep her up there, and that is the most important part as you work your way through all of these different positions, and you want to be able to put her down with control. So for Spencer, that was a huge accomplishment.
Hi, Gabby.
I'm really happy for this team.
Absolutely. You know, we talked about his shoulder, and he had a torn labrum in his right shoulder, so he had that surgery in May of 2023, so not a lot of time to recover, but really a great effort here today.
Let's see if they can get into that top spot.
65.86.
And they absolutely do. 65.86. A really great start for them.
A really great start. It's that experience coming through. Like, you know, like we said, they're the reigning silver medalists here at the U.S. Championships, 5th at the World Championships. Like you said, that's the entire world.
The whole world.
The whole world. And a championship.
So that is all for the pairs short program here in Columbus. You see first place, Chen and Hao, fantastic short program. In second, Cam and OShea, a beautiful short to east of Eden. And then McBeath and Parkman, what a delightful surprise in this event here. I thought that they were just lovely to watch. Plazas and Fernandez finishing out the top 4. But lots of room for movement going into the free skate. And now that we have this short program established, it's all about who stands up, who goes out and delivers,
and who wins. Oh, it's all about winning.
Here in Columbus.
But, you know, Ashley, we look at these scores, it's tight. And, you know, a lot of these elements that they're skating, it's just one element can decide the whole championship.
Ice is slippery, and with these throws and these side-by-side elements, you never know what's going to happen. So with all these skaters so close together, I expect to see a little bit of movement going into the free skate.
For U.S. figure skating. You can deck yourself
But
out.
as the Zams work their way onto the ice and the holes are patched up from the event.
Yes, and as time goes by, that is your short program in the pairs here at the U.S. Championships. We'll see you a little bit later for the rhythm dance.
I've got rhythm, do you?
Oh, and I've got dance.
Together?
We are rhythm dance.
We will be back for the rhythm dance here at the 2024 Prevagen U.S. Figure Skating Championships.
Also, make sure to pose at a photo booth.